Hello and welcome back to a very stale boot room where the scent of deep heat and muddy boots has been lingering for 25 days. Ipswich Town are finally back in action after an enforced COVID break over Christmas. They play Swindon Town this weekend and are looking to build on victory over Burton last time out, which seems a lifetime ago.
The reason Ipswich had those 4 games postponed over the Christmas and New Year period was, of course, those 11 positive COVID cases throughout the camp, 8 of which were players. We know one of them was Alan Judge. He spoke about how it's affected him in the pre-match press conference today. We don't know the others, and we don't know how they're going to fare when they get back out on the pitch. We're told they're all raring to go. They've had minor symptoms, if any at all, but the true test will be those first competitive 90 minutes.
So last time out, Ipswich Town beat the basement boys, Burton, sitting in 24th. This time coming to Portman Road, it's Swindon Town, who are 23rd. By all accounts, they're better than their league position suggests. And they're coming with 5 new players in their ranks. 3 new signings. Mark Travers is their new goalkeeper. Dominic Thompson has arrived from Brentford. And Kieran Freeman has signed as a new free agent. While they've also recalled 2 players from loans elsewhere in the Football League, with Scott Twine coming back, having scored goals for Newport, and Matty Palmer coming back from his loan at Wigan. There's some familiar faces in their camp as well. Striker Brett Pittman should start. Obviously, he's a former Ipswich player. Former Ipswich manager Paul Jewell is their director of football, and Noel Hunt is the assistant to John Sheridan. So plenty of Ipswich interest in the Swindon side.
The cavalry is coming for Ipswich Town. We know that a vast number of those 10 injured players will be back in training from Monday onwards. A few are already involved, but I think this game might come just a little bit too soon for all of them. I look back at the starting lineup from the Burton game. I don't think it will be too different from that. Cornell in goal, Ward, McGuinness, Wolfenden and Chambers as the back 4. Dazelle sitting at the base of that midfield. Emir Hughes to get another chance in midfield. I think it will probably be too early for Flynn Downs, but don't rule out him being on the bench, just maybe as a lift to everyone, maybe as a token gesture. We'll see on that one. Alan Judge, centrally again, could well be the case. Freddie Sears will be the one, I think, out of the returning injured players who's got the best chance to start. I could see him maybe being on the left. Caden Jackson up front with Ollie Hawkins dropping to the bench. That's the way I can see that one going. And maybe Jack Lancaster on the right-hand side. He didn't start the last one, but it might be turn for him to come back into the team. Andy, what do you reckon?
I've got the exact same base to that side written down, but I think they might give Jackson another chance down the flank. He played there in that Burton game, played wide right, Hawkins through the middle. I think they might go with that again, personally. Sears, I can see starting. Lancaster, I could even see Lancaster possibly starting in the middle instead of Judge, given that he's one that we know has suffered with COVID. They might not take chances there, but I think whichever side they put out, it's going to look similar. It's going to look similar to that Burton game, but look a week ahead until the game at Burton, and that's when we might start to see some more of these injured players filtering back in. James Norwood could make the bench. He's been training again, and that would be a great thing to see because he's the most natural finisher at the club.
Prediction time. Ipswich to win, and the return of our old friend, the 2-0 from earlier in the season. We saw plenty of those at Portman Road. And Andy, you're laughing. Does that mean you've got the exact same thing written down?
We always have the exact same thing written down. That is what I've got written down. We know Ipswich struggle against the best sides in League One. We've hammered that point home. They've kept struggling against them. This is a game against a side in the lower reaches, albeit a side that are maybe not quite punching their own weight. They make Ipswich deal with these teams, and I'm expecting to do that again. And that's why I also think they're going to win 2-0.